Follow along with the Ventures as they play.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm RJ Ronquillo. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. When I first started playing guitar, my dad, who also plays, introduced me via his vinyl records to a band called The Ventures. For you young sprouts that have never heard of them, The Ventures were, and technically still are because there is a version of them that still tours today under The Ventures name. They're an instrumental, guitar-driven rock band that started in 1958 in Tacoma, Washington, and had their biggest success in the 1960s. You've probably heard songs like Walk Don't Run and other versions of famous songs like Wipeout and Pipeline. Many people throw them in the surf music category as well as garage rock, but they actually came out a few years before those genres, and really they were just an instrumental rock band that helped popularize the guitar in the 60s. And as a new guitarist in the 80s, they were a big influence on my early playing. Fast forward to a few years ago, I was buying a bunch of vinyl records from my collection and I came across this one under the Ventures section. It's called Play Guitar with the Ventures, Volume 7. And my first thought was, yes, buy this now. My second thought was, Volume 7, there must be at least another 6 of these in the set, possibly more. Anyways, I brought it home and put it on my shelf. I haven't even checked it out yet, so it's been unplayed until today. And I thought it would be cool to check it out with you guys and gals, so let's do that. Before we get started, if you're into these kinds of videos, as well as gear demos and lessons, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
This video is brought to you by Dan Electro.
Today I'm using my Dan Electro 64 XT, which is kind of a nod to the Mosrite guitars that the Ventures used, as well as a unique shape that makes a great design for a t-shirt. If you want this t-shirt, link is down below. So I did a little research on the company that made these records. This series of Guitarphonics records was started by a man named Bill Savage, probably no relation to Randy Macho Man Savage. Basically, he was a guy struggling to learn how to play guitar, and the old way of learning by reading music wasn't practical, so he developed the system of instruction using special written diagrams in conjunction with sound recordings that he called Guitarphonics. And he copyrighted this system in December of 1964. In fact, I'll read you what it says on the back of this record. What is Guitarphonics? Guitarphonics is a new and exciting way to learn to play the guitar. There's no need to spend long hours learning to read music. Instead, you immediately start playing the songs in this album. You will be led through each note and chord by diagram, voice instruction, and by hearing the music played. Then, the Ventures play the entire song, giving you the opportunity to fill in the missing part. There were 7 volumes in total, so I have the last one that they put out, Volume 7. Volumes 1, 2, and 3 were Play Guitar with the Ventures. Volume 4 was Play Bass with the Ventures. Volume 5 was Play Guitar with Jimmy Bryant, who was an amazing country and jazz guitarist. Volume 6 was Play Guitar with Chet Atkins. And then Volume 7, The Ventures again. So all of these records were released in an 18-month period between 1965 and 1966. Over 600,000 Guitarphonics albums were sold, and they were the only educational albums to chart on the Billboard 100. And if any of you guys watching this actually bought these in the 60s and learned to play guitar from these records, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Yeah, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to learn some Venture songs. All right, so I finally opened up the album, put the record on my turntable. It's ready to go. This particular volume, Volume 7, has 4 songs on it to learn. I guess 2 songs per side. So side 1 has Tuning the Guitar as track number 1. Number 2 is Honky Tonk. Number 3 is Louie Louie. All of these songs are covers, which the Ventures were kind of known for doing instrumental covers of songs. Side 2 is Night Train, and Peter Gunn is the second song. So 4 songs in all, and it looks like each song is organized. They'll teach you the rhythm guitar solo. I think they mean rhythm guitar by itself, bass guitar solo, lead guitar solo, and then play along, which I'm assuming is kind of like a jam track, what we call a jam track today. The inside cover is kind of showing you the basics of the guitar. Important parts of the guitar like head and peg for strings. And then you've got one of the Ventures, Noki Edwards, showing you how to hold the guitar. This reminds me of, you know, the very first book that I got, which was the Mel Bay Blue Book volume, the volume 1. Like, it shows you how to tune to a piano and how to tune to the individual strings, how to use a pitch pipe. This is long before electronic tuners, guys. But apparently this record comes with a tuning track. So let's tune up real quick, shall we?
To play guitar with Avengers, we must first tune your guitar to ours. All strings are tuned open. Turn the tuning key up or down till the two tones match. First string. Second string.
I tuned up before I did this. So there's a booklet that seems to be glued into the album cover. The first page is kind of showing you how the diagram works. So, wow, okay, so this is kind of a lot different than what most of us are used to. I think most of us are used to either reading tablature or reading actual musical notation. So the way that they have this set up, there's a sequence of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And those numbers correspond to certain notes that appear on the fretboard. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. on the fretboard. They're not the fingerings, they're actually the order that you play these notes in. There's no rhythms attached to them. I figure they want you to learn this particular sequence of notes first, and I guess memorize them, although some of these look pretty hard. Try to memorize them and then play the record and figure out on your own the rhythms and where to rest and when to play these certain notes. They suggest to kind of go over everything that you see in the book. So I'm gonna learn the first track, which is Honky Tonk. And they say learn the rhythm parts, which is the chords. A bar chord, C. C7, F, down here at the first fret, and F6.
Honky Tonk Rhythm Guitar. The 8 chords are F, F6, B flat, B flat. Now follow along as we play the rhythm pattern at slow speed. I will tell you when to change chords. C, C7, C, C7, B flat.
So this is not really written in any kind of order here in the book, so I'm assuming you just have to memorize the chord progression.
F, F6. To play the entire rhythm pattern, play this sequence twice. Then play C, C7, C, C7, B flat, B flat 6, B flat, G flat 9, F 9.
I got that.
Rhythm pattern, normal speed.
I got this. So I kind of feel like if you were a kid in the 60s learning these tunes, it was probably best to actually write your own chord progression down. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't put it in the book. But let's move on to the next step, which is learning the bass guitar part. Also, they put the bass guitar part on the fretboard of a regular 6-string guitar. Maybe they just didn't want to draw out a 4-string bass fretboard.
Honky Tonk bass pattern, slow speed. There are 3 diagrams to the bass pattern. Follow along as I call off the diagram changes. Diagram 1.
There's a sequence of numbers. This goes 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 5, I guess is a measure. And then 7, 8, 1, 8, 7, 4, 9, 1. Above you can see that there's little circles with numbers on them. So those are the notes that you play in that order. So 1, 2, 3 would be 1, 2, 3, which is a triad. 4, 5, 6, 5. 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, 8, 1, 8. 7, 8, 1, 8, 7. 4, 9, 1. 4, 9, 1. Okay. It's kind of like trying to memorize a set of numbers, like your credit card number or something. I can tell you right now that if I was to sight read this, it'd be impossible. I'm like looking at the lead guitar part and it's looking really complex. I think the idea behind this system is just to teach you the notes and where they are on the fretboard and what order you're supposed to play them. It's up to you to memorize them, and it's up to you to figure out the rhythms and use the record music as a reference.
The circles shown on the strings of each diagram indicate where the notes are. The number within each circle are for identification of these notes. In the picking sequence,
That's hard.
the row of numbers under each diagram show in what order to pick these notes to play the correct melody. There are 8 diagrams to Honky Tonk.
I should note that they don't even give you fingerings of how to play these, so it's up to you to figure out.
Intro.
That's slow speed.
Diagram 1.
Wow. Okay, so this is kind of moving fast. This is a long song. This is hard. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very difficult way to learn a song. I guess the benefit of vinyl records is you can fast forward and reverse very easily compared to like a cassette tape. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's the intro. How did that sound? It's gonna take some time to learn it this way. It's way easier to read tablature, so be thankful that we have tab and music notation.
Now, let's play Honky Tonk as the Ventures give you the opportunity to fill in each of the missing parts. The first time through, the rhythm is missing. The second time, the bass is missing. And the third time, the lead is missing.
I got it. So they're gonna play the whole song in its entirety just so you can play rhythm over the whole tune and then switch to bass guitar. I'm not really reading, I'm just kind of making this up. I must say the guitar playing is really nice. So here's the lead part that I don't know. So I'm just gonna make stuff up. Here we go. I'm not reading. I'm just using my ears. I'm already lost, so... Okay, so my thoughts on the guitar phonics system. It's a little bit difficult to follow. It's a very interesting way to learn guitar. Back in the 60s, I'm sure that was kind of like the only easy way to learn how to play some of these songs, unless you had a great ear and you could hear it. I would definitely be interested in collecting more of these so I could just have the entire 7-volume collection. Okay folks, there you have it, the Guitar Phonics system of learning venture songs. If you're into collecting vinyl, be on the lookout for these at the record shop. I know I'm gonna try to buy all of them. I think it's a cool piece of history and a very interesting method of learning songs. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, share it with your friends, family, someone that can't stop raving about the new Taylor Swift album. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, gear demos, tour vlogs, you know the drill. Click that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta for now. Pose for thumbnail.